Alright guys, Mike from Boyer Bows here. What we're going to do today, or do now, is start the build. And what we're going to do is reducing the back of the stave to a single growth ring. Now I already have another video in my video collection, or my posted videos, that shows you a close-up of this process. It's very, very descriptive. But we're going to do it again here just because that's the first step I do and we're doing a build along. What do I use? I use a one-handed paint scraper with an edged piece of metal as opposed to a razor blade. It's not particularly sharp, but you can feel it's got a really good edge on it. These are available pretty much anywhere. I got this one at Ace Hardware. I have a sanding block with some heavy coarse sandpaper. And of course the main tool, which is my draw knife. Alright, so let's start with the reduction. What I do is I'm looking to get a pristine, unviolated growth ring of the late wood. That's the darker, when I showed you the rings in the last video, that would be the darker yellow, orange, golden brown, whatever you want to call it, versus the light, almost white, early stage growth ring. That is going to give this the maximum strength that nature would allow for this piece of wood. So we're going to take it down to the first growth ring here. I see the sapwood's already been removed, the bark has already been removed. That's how the stave came to me. And these growth rings are really, really shallow, so I'm going to be kind of careful here with the scraper. I may not need the... usually I get started with a scraper, but it's looking like these growth rings are really, really shallow. I may not even need the draw knife here. Just because I don't have to dig very far to get through this early stage growth. Well, let's show you where I am anyway, and give you an idea what you should be looking for. Alright, now here is obviously the way the wood came to me, with lacquer, polyurethane, shellac. I don't know what it is, but it's nice and glossy. You can see that there. The problem is, as I look down, he violated the ring in various places, and I gotta get that stuff off anyway. I don't know what's going on with it. Alright, so then I went through to the next layer, and the next layer, you can see this is probably the actual color of this late stage growth ring. Then you got this white, and it's going to seem very spongy, very crackly, very brittle stuff. And then you have this ring, this below it, this darker wood below it, which kind of matches the wood here. So you got a late stage ring, early stage, late stage. And this is the ring I'm going to use, unless for some reason in the process of reducing this thing, I see that either it was violated somehow while the guy was preparing the wood, or he was splitting the logs. Maybe there's some bug damage where the bugs ate through it. I don't know what, but right now this is looking like a pretty pristine stave. I don't think I'm gonna have too many problems. So this will probably end up being the back of the bow right here. So what I want to do is just get all this stuff off. Now normally what I would do is come in with the draw knife and just sort of start chipping away at this, which is very quick, but this thing can take up a lot of wood very quickly, and you see how tight these growth rings are here. I don't have a lot of room to work with, so I want to make sure I don't violate the ring. I may stick to the scraper the whole time, and if it's that shallow, it really won't take me very long. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera down. I'm going to work to the end of the end of the wood here, and then what I would do, I'll show you again what this looks like, and then I'm going to take a break and take it down to the other side, and then the next video will show you the finished product on this piece of wood, and we'll begin the next part of the build. So, of course, because I'm on video, I dropped the scraper into the garbage, which is empty. There we go. There's a little comic relief for you right there. just take it down. See, it's just coming right out. It's not even very little effort. And remember to rotate your hand with along with the curve of the wood, or you'll be going right through the growth ring. Yep. All right. And what may happen is this thing can jump on you and make some rough edges, and you'll just be carving it. So I like to smooth it out a little bit. And then I got a nice smooth surface to carve on again, and carves really easily. Alright, so now let's do this side. Yeah, this is without a doubt my favorite part. I just think it just reveals itself. You know what you're doing right, and excuse me, it just feels good. You're taking up big pieces, you're not making a tremendous amount of dust here. I am going to go with the draw knife here a little bit and just be real gentle. Or as gentle as I can be. Someone pointed out on the last one I did, I said I'm going to be real gentle, and then went bang, bang, and then, actually it was kind of funny. I looked at that after the fact, I'm like, boy, he's right, that was hilarious. But oh well. But I am trying to be kind of gentle here. Now if you're new at this, you might want to stick with the scraper. If you're not used to using a draw knife, it is a lot less forgiving if you go in a little too deep. If you get a little depression, like there's a little depression here, I can't get the draw knife in there without digging digging down in. No, we're okay. Digging down in there, I would rather get the scraper out or the sander out and get that little bit of wood out of there, as opposed to trying to dig with the draw knife. I think I had a couple of questions from someone on the comments of the other one. I don't remember, but I think it was, what do you mean by spongy? Well, what I mean is the early growth ring, which is that light colored ring. Okay. Alright, I think we pretty much did as much as the draw knife's going to do for us. Get the scraper now, finish it off. And this early stage goes, you know what, let me show you what I mean by spongy. I don't know if you guys can back up a little bit. See how it looks like it's got like a sponge, got little holes in there? I don't know if that's coming out on camera real well, but I'll move around a little bit, see if I can play with the light and get it for you. To me that looks like if you were to take a sponge and dip it in ink and drop it right there, it would make this kind of design on the wood for you. I call that the sponge layer. What that is the early growth layer. Alright, let me finish up and then we'll take a look at what we got. Don't forget to watch the other video too, guys. It'll give you a close-up of exactly what I'm doing right now. I know this is just another view. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay, I need to draw. Not getting any love from the, Okay. Violated the growth ring. Good. Well, good for you. Let me show you what happened here. In the process of taking this down, look what I did. I went too deep here. Now, the bow's going to come to a tip. It's going to probably taper this out, but you can see here's what I was going for, and here's the thing underneath, and here's the wood. Here's the ring underneath. Here, I'll get away. This is what I was going for. You can see it's pretty much all uniform up to here. I was scraping off this stuff, and then look what happened. I went right through it. Here's the edge, and I can feel that this is on top of this. So this now is going to become my new growth ring. It looks a little darker to me anyway, so it might be a better choice. But that's the neat thing. Look how many shots I have at this. I got a lot of shots at it before it's in trouble. But this is what I mean by violating a growth ring. Okay? It's really easy to do at the edge because this is the big curve, and you're cutting here, you're scraping here, and then you don't turn enough with your tool and you violate. Okay? So now I'm going to work back this way to get this all to this growth ring. I probably don't have to do it. I could stick with this. I just kind of like the way this one looks better anyway, so I'm going to take it back this way, and that's where I'm going to stop. But you see the process now? I have another video to show you the close-up. Like I said, watch the other video too. Take your time, enjoy the process. It is kind of zen. I don't want to be any kind of, well, yeah, I'll go hug a tree when I'm done with this, so you'll all be happy. But basically that this is what you want. This is how you know if you violated the growth ring. So if you're in the process of doing this and this appears anywhere important, like in the middle of the limb, then you're stuck. You got to go down to the next growth ring if you want to actually do that. And like I said, we are going to be sinew backing this piece of wood. You don't absolutely have to do it, but for me, I make sure I have a good solid single growth back ring. Alright guys, you get the idea. The next video I will show you this at a completely single growth ring. I will have flipped over. I will probably have sanded the belly as well, just so the splinters are out of it, and then we'll move on to the next step. I'm Mike from Boyer Bows. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please like the video, and we'll see you soon.